everyone, we're going to go over why a minus b divided by b minus a always equals negative 1. Of course, you can plug in some numbers and you can determine that. So if we let a equal, say, 5 and b equal 4, and you plug it in, you'll get 5 minus 4 over 4 minus 5. So that would be 1 over negative 1, and that equals 1. Negative 1. All right, and we could try something else. Let's try a equal, let's just change it, b to 3. So that would be 5 minus 3 over 3 minus 5, and that equals 2 over negative 2, and that also equals negative 1. So this is why it works algebraically. If you just multiply this both by negative 1, and we know that negative 1 over negative 1 equals 1, so I know I'm not changing. I'm not going to change the equations. I'm just going to make them look different. So I'm going to keep my numerator the same, but in the denominator, I'm going to distribute the negative 1. And what you get is negative b plus a. And then what I can do is rearrange my denominator and put the a first and then the b. So that cancels and we get negative 1. Same thing if we have, say, x's and things like that. So if you're multiplying by negative 1, which just equals 1 when you divide, I'm going to keep my numerator the same. You could actually distribute the negatives. You get negative 5 plus x. Switch the x and the y in the denominator. This cancels and we get negative 1 again. So let's do some harder examples. So when you see something like this, automatically you should say this is negative 1. So then you have 2 plus a negative 1, that equals 1. Here's another one. We know this is negative 1. So 2 minus a negative, we have 2 minus negative 1, so that would be 2 plus 1, and that equals 3. And then something like this, we know this equals negative 1, so you would just write 5x minus 3 times negative 1, and that is 5x plus 3. And that's all. Thank you, and have a very nice day. Bye-bye.